Good day. Let us discuss the nature and emerging concepts of teaching. By the end of this topic, we will know the elements of the teaching process, such as the learner, the learning environment, and the teacher. And we will identify the principles of effective teaching based on the Philippine professional standards for teachers. Let's proceed with elements of teaching process. The learner. So we will understand our main client, the learner, as an embodied soul and spirit. We need to enrich our learners by tripartite domains of learning and sustained by 21st century competencies plus supported their needs of growth and development. Sa definition ng embodied soul and spirit, Plato suggested or proposed that an individual is composed of these three entities: body, soul, and spirit. According to Plato, noong hindi pa nagjo-join ang soul sa body, nung nasa heavenly bodies pa siya or sa modern day or sa tinatawag na natin ngayong heaven, no? Alam nung soul na yun yung perfection, yung love, yung justice, yung wisdom, no? Yung lahat ng magagandang positive abstract nouns. And nung nag-join yung bodies, yung soul sa body, dahil yung body ay opposing ang ordination or inclination niya sa soul, opposite, no? So more on maximizing pleasure, avoidance of pain, no? So kalaban siya ng soul, no? Nalimutan ng soul yung perfection, justice, beauty, love, lahat ng magagandang abstract nouns nung siya nag-join sa body. May temporary na pagkalimot. And it is through education, according to Plato, na para ma-recall natin yung nalimutan nating meaning ng buhay natin, no? So dito sa conflicting interest ng soul and body, kapag hindi siya na aayos or nababalanse natin, no? Bilang human being na as composition or may substantial unity na ng body and spirit, nagkakaroon na tayo ng anxiety, nagkakaroon na tayo ng phobia, nagkakaroon na tayo ng disorder kung titignan natin sa psychology as adapted by Freud. So to understand in a deeper way yung theory ni Plato na tayo ay ang ating pagkatao ay may substantial unity ng body and the spirit, he used the allegory of charioteer, no? Ito 'yon. So in it, sa atin daw pag-travel sa buhay na 'to, sa ating existence, ang atin daw pagkatao ay composed ng chariot, allegory, no? Black horse and white horse. Yung black horse, ito yung body natin. Yung material, yung tangible, yung mortal, no? Yung white horse natin, ito yung spirit. Ito yung immortal, no? Yung chariot, ito yung ating soul, yung seat of wisdom, yung reason natin, the one that faces the reality, the one who balances the inclination between the spirit and the body. So ang ordination ng black horse ay distorted, no? Or magulo yung kanyang direction, sabi ni Plato. Kasi ang kanyang inclination ay maximizing pleasure, avoidance of pain. Magpakasasa. Kapag nakaka-enjoy, give in. Kapag painful, iiwasan, no? Explain natin maya-maya, no? Pag nagbigay na tayo ng explanation, mas maunawaan natin. However, itong white horse, ito yung kanina ko in-explain na nakakaalam ng lahat ng positive side, no? Yung abstract nouns. Beauty, justice, love, honor, no? Perfection, wisdom, lahat, no? Lahat ng justice, lahat ng magaganda, no? And ito namang si Chariot, ito yung ating soul, ito yung ating wisdom, ito yung ating seat of reason, no? Kapag si Chariot ay hindi niya kayang i-manage yung inclination ni Black Horse and White Horse, yung direction ng charioteer or yung chariot mismo ay magulo. Kasi yung Black Horse ay distorted ang line, maximizing pleasure, avoidance of pain. Si White Horse dire-diretso, no? So it is the task of the chariot to discipline the inclination of Black Horse para dire-diretso yung daan. So ganun din tayo, no? There are times we are territorial, there are times we are manipulative, there are times we do not want painful experiences. We need our reason needs to discipline those inclinations kasi yun yung bodily desire. And there is a part on our existence, human existence, na nagsasabi na ito yung tama, ito yung gawin mo, ito yung righteous, ito yung just, ito yung beauty, ito yung love. No? And that is the white horse. That is our spirit. Ngayon, kung hindi nababalanse ni Chariot itong inclination ng black and white horse, nauuwi siya sa, again, ay anxiety, depression. Kung sa psychology, as adopted by Freud, yung theory ni Plato, no? Nauuwi rin siya sa disorder sa phobia. Okay? So yung twist dito sa black horse and white horse, though alam na ni white horse yung tama, sumunod sa Ten Commandments, gawin yung pinag-uutos ng magulang, mag-aral ng mabuti. Kapag yung ating spirit, yung ating soul, no, yung ating reason, yung ating decision making ay lagi natin pinipili ay yung inclination ng black horse, maximizing pleasure, avoidance of pain. Pag namatay tayo, no, yung ating human existence terminated, ang nangyayari, ang nagigilty sa heaven, no? Ang humaharap sa just decision ay yung white horse, yung ating spirit, no? So lagi nating papakinggan, ito yung conscience natin sa modern day understanding, yung inclination ng white horse or spirit. I-contextualize natin sa classroom. There are times makakakita tayo ng estudyante or learners na nag-aaway dahil yung isang learner ay inagawa ng upuan yung isang learner. Akin yan, no? That is very black horse, yung inclination or bodily. Kasi ang bodily or gaya ng sabi ni Aristotle din sa turo at inadapt yung turo ni Plato, ang black horse ay may pagka-animal instinct, territorial, no? Pero kung ikaw ay, kung at that particular time, yung nag-trigger na ego kay learner ay yung kanyang black horse, yung kanyang bodily desire. The reason why he reacted, akin niya ang upuan. Pero kung ang nag-trigger sa kanya ay yung white horse, is the spirit, okay lang umupo siya doon or maaring sabihan ko siya in a lighter way na yan ay upuan ko, no? Maaring umupo naman siya doon sa kabila, no? Na upuan. Another example ay itong pag-announce ni teacher, walang pasok bukas or halimbawa may bagyo, walang pasok. Kaya sabihin natin na nag-announce na si teacher na okay, holiday bukas or may activity, walang klase. Pagka humiyaw ang mga estudyante, yay, walang pasok. No? It is the black horse na nag-trigger do sa ego na yon, no? Sa tripartite ng existence ng estudyante, no? Kasi ang black horse, sa ordination niya, ulit, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, maximizing pleasure and avoidance of pain. No? Iniiwasan niya yung painful. Para sa bodily desire, painful experience ang pag-aaral. Pero ang white horse, sinasabi niya na hindi siya painful kasi matututo tayo. Mababalik natin yung nalimutan nating meaning ng abstract nouns, no? Na justice, beauty, love, honor, no? Wisdom, no? And kung ang ating mag-aaral sinabi, oh, walang pasok bukas, and then nanghinayang sila, particular time, ang nag-trigger sa kanya ay white horse. So yung ating reason, ang kailangan natin i-discipline lagi ay ang ating bodily desire, no? Para sa mga mag-aaral natin or learners natin, we need to understand that there are times there are moments or your situations na talagang bodily desire yung sinasabi ng kanilang behavior, emotion, thoughts, and actions. And there are times meron namang spiritual, no? Yung mabubuti, no? So we understand the totality, the existence of our learners through Plato's theory, no? I-associate natin siya dito sa emerging concept of teaching. Ang ating learner ay composed again ng body, soul, and spirit. When we say body, no, it is composed of sensation, impulses, and appetition. When we say sensation, it's composed of five senses, no? And when we say impulses, it is the body is ordained into motion, mobility, and strong desire, no? Yung urge motivated by a particular force, no? Why you are willing to learn, o ano yung motive mo, no? However, ito namang appetition or feeling, no? Ang kanyang ordination ay maximizing pleasure and avoidance of pain, no? The reason why if our learner is distracted by room temperature, no? O kaya ay gutom, yan, no? Affected ang learning, no? Kahit gaano tayo ka-prepared sa teaching, hindi gano'n ma-absorb ni learner kasi meron siyang need sa bodily part, no? The second part is the soul, no? It is the source of wisdom, the seat of wisdom, no? It is composed of memory, cognition, and intelligence. Memory is how we store. Cognition is how we process the learned experiences. Intelligence is how we use those learned experiences into day-to-day life, no? And we abstract those learned knowledge, no? Dun sa after we use, we abstract those learned knowledge. That is our soul, no? And the last part is the spirit. Ang kanyang parts ay it's composed of morality, ideals, and free will. So, dito sa spirit, siya yung nagsasabi na, okay, ito yung tama, ito yung magandang gawin, no? Ito yung appropriate etiquette, ito yung norms na dapat mo sundin, no? And sa bawat araw na nag-stay ang ating learners sa learning environment sa atin, no? May balanse na ginagawa dito ang ating learners, no? It is the soul that balances the urges of body and spirit. And there are times, may mga erring behavior, you will analyze, you will think it critically or systematically. It is the bodily desire that dictates yung ganung gawain, no? It so happened that the spirit unable to address that, hey, you're doing improper or in erring behavior, no? So a learner who is hungry, physically exhausted, or sleepy cannot be at his or her best in the classroom, no? Kasi physical needs, that is pleasure, no? Pleasure. Affected din ang kanyang sensation, no? As dictated by impulses. The reason why sa mga schools, it's common to organize feeding program, check their body weight, their BMI, no? Even yung needs ng materials. Kapag kulang, there are times we need to sponsor or assure that every members of the class ay mayroong gamit, no? Kasi yun ay needs nila, no? A learner who is preoccupied with worries, problems from family, or even sa school, nakakaranas ng uh, bullying, no? Ay affected ang kanyang memory, ang kanyang cognition, ang kanyang intelligence, no? Kung ang ating estudyante ay broken sa relationship, whether sa friends, sa barkada, loved one, or parents, no? Ay affected yung kanyang memory, cognition, and intelligence. A learner who is not spiritually connected is not sound to study, no? So there are times, even sa Catholic school or ibang schools, public man or private, they're organizing monthly mass, no? Gathering, no? Or religious gathering. So when we say a learner is an embodied soul and spirit, a learner is composed of body, soul, and spirit. Don't forget that mnemonics, BSS, no? Body, soul, and spirit. Proceed tayo sa enriched by tripartite domains of learning. Sa cognitive, no? Well, the tripartite domains of learning is composed of cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. For me, psychomotor is the highest one because you can able to execute what you've learned, no? What you feel, no? What you sympathize, no? So under cognitive, it is the ability to process information. The cognitive includes perception, no? Visual or auditory. So pwede natin yung pagsabayin sa theory, no? Habang nag-aaral si learner gamit ang ating presentation or topic, kaya it is better not to read directly yung lines or text na nasa PowerPoint presentation because the learner can process this dual, no, perception, no, yung visual and auditory. Attention, no, yung focus, sustained and divided attention. Even the memory includes sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Ganun din yung logical reasoning, no? Deductive and inductive reasoning. So yung cognitive, again, it's composed of perception, memory, and logical reasoning. Under perception, it is composed of visual and auditory. Memory is composed of sensory, short and long-term memory, while yung logical reasoning is composed of deductive and inductive reasoning. Yan yung composition ng cognitive. Sa teaching and learning process, pag sinabi natin cognitive, more on to define, to be familiarized, to emphasize, no? More on memorization, more on definition, no? More on familiarization ng knowledge by proposition, no? Paano ka nagkaroon ng ganung kaalaman? Can you propose, no? Can you uh, determine or define? Cognitive level 'yon, no? Pagdating sa association ng cognitive sa nauna natin na BSS or body, soul, and spirit, it is the soul, no? Ito yung memory, cognition, intelligence assisted by sensation and perception. No, ito yung connected line doon sa soul, no? Yung cognitive kasi more on mental faculties. Affective. So affective is something that is an empathy. Something is related to empathy, no? With feelings, application of feelings, disposition of a learner in a particular scenario as a result of emotion. So dito naman ay we need to change the feelings and attitudes of that learner in particular situation. Hindi guys sa cognitive more on define, no? Determine, to be familiarized, no? Dito naman sa affective is yung sympathy mo doon sa particular na problem or situation, no? Ano yung feeling mo? Ano yung value system mo dito, no? Ano yung mga moral tendencies mo or action mo para sa sitwasyon na 'to, sa problema na 'to, halimbawa sa lipunan or sa inaaral mo na topic, ano yung appeal mo doon, 'no? Dito naman, if we will associate this with the BSS or body, soul, and spirit, ito naman yung spirit. It is the seat of morality, the one that reminds this is right, this is wrong. You have to do something, you have that feeling, desire, or emotion na it's sad, you are happy, you are satisfied, you will support this claim, no? You will take an action that is effective. Okay? Ito namang psychomotor, for me, this is the highest, no? Because you can materialize, you can execute what you've learned, what you feel, no? What you what you value with the moral standards. Dito na in-execute mo. Ito na yung nakikita. Ito na yung mayroong fulfillment ng cognitive and affective, no? So psychomotor, we materialize what we've learned, including the skills and attitudes. We put into action the learned knowledge, skills, and attitude, KSA, no? So kailangan may change na mangyari sa ating pagkilos. It includes response through motor skills. The reason why in K-12 system or even sa college, may performance tasks, no? After discuss the teacher yung concept, after mag-group activity, you will end up with performance check or performance task. Kailangan mo execute yung natutunan mo, no? To fulfill that particular learning objectives. That is CAP, no? So wag nating kakalimutan, may BSS na tayo, ngayon naman ay CAP, cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. So when we say tripartite domains, no, wag nating kakalimutan, that is CAP. Sustained by 21st century competencies, Ito naman ay composition ng KSA, no? Wag nating kakalimutan. When we say KSA, knowledge by acquaintance, no? There's a propositional knowledge. We process or we allow our learners to process facts, information, skills through their own experiences, a priori, or before the experiences, yung pagtatanong natin, formative assessment, and after the experiences, after the discussion, that is summative assessment or posteriori knowledge. So when we expose our learners to our topic, they acquire knowledge, no? Yung abilities, no? Yung faculties sa mental, no? So ma-associate naman natin to do sa CAP ay sa cognitive. That is knowledge, no? Second is attitude, no? It is the belief that one has towards that feeling, no? Yung affective, guided by emotion, no? May personal ability siya to that urge to appeal, no? To express one's feeling, no? To know why is it happening, why this occur, no? In particular situation, ano yung mali, ano yung kailangan kong gawin, no? Sa CAP, ito naman yung tinatawag nating affective, no? Yung kaya mong makisimpatya sa nangyayari. So nakikita natin yung interrelationship nito, no? And the last one is the skills. Ito is psychomotor dun sa CAP, no? Yung competency, knowledge, demonstrative knowledge. You know how to. It compose or comprise of physical abilities, task, skills, no? Motor, yan, motor movements, no? Know how, no? Kaya sa huli nga yun, may performance task, no? Kailangan mo execute yung natutunan mo, yung iyong simpatya. Kailangan makita, no? Hindi lamang siya magstay sa white and black copy na pagsasagot. And under skills, no? There are emerging skills in the 21st century proposed by applied education systems. It is grouped into three, no? Yung literacy skills, learning skills, and life skills. Under learning skills, meron tayong tinatawag na 4 Cs. Critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. When we say communication, a learner can talk to others effectively, express one's KSA. Ano ulit yung KSA? That is knowledge, skills, and attitude. Collaboration. The learner can work with others, no? Collaboratively, yung group activity, yung iba, there are times may mga learners tayo na gusto nila individual. In the 21st century global competitiveness, kailangan marunong tayong mag-teamwork. No? Critical thinking, no? The learner, we need to teach our learner, help our learner to find solutions to problem. Given ang ating environment, ating lipunan ay merong problema, no? Scarcity of resources, diseases, no? Environmental problems, no? We are molding our learners to be part of the solutions, no? Creativity. So we empower our learners to think outside the box, no? To use their resources, no? To form a new trend or solution. Under literacy, we can familiarize this by forming MIT or Media Information Technology, no? So sa literacy skills, sa information, our learner can understand facts, figures, statistics, data, the fake news and the authentic one, opinion versus truth. Yan, no? Under media, the learner can understand methods, outlets of information, no? Yung mga platforms na pwedeng gamitan, no? Or gamitin to express the information. And lastly ay yung technology, the devices, the machines where they can express their thoughts, no? The truths, no? Yung figures, yung statistics, yung data. And under life skills class, ito naman yung composed ng flips. Flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. Under flexibility, we can help our learner to adjust and deviate from plans. No? flexible. Leadership ay we motivate our learners to accomplish a specific goal, no? To achieve that standard, to achieve that learning objective. And when it comes to productivity, we maintain efficiencies, OBE, no? Kailangan makapag-produce sila ng output, ng solution. And when we say social skills, they can meet and network with others, no? Proceed tayo sa domains of needs ng development and growth ng learners. So dito sa domains needs of learners ay binubuo naman siya ng APSC, no? Academic, Personal, Social, and Career, no? Model by ASCA National Model sa American School Counseling Association, no? So when it comes to academic, this domain of needs are set of considerations for every learner in order to achieve their in the academics adequately, no? Ito yung motivation, no? Pag alamin natin yung needs nila sa kung motivated ba sila, naka-adjust na ba sila sa learning environment, no? Sa diverse culture and context characteristics na meron sa learning environment. Ganun din yung good study habits, time management, skills, and practices in improving memory retention, no? Academic performance, no? Even yung mga needs ng ating learners to improve their written works, performance tasks, quarterly assessments, no? Pagdating naman sa personal, social, ito naman yung behavior, emotion, thoughts, and actions, no? Yung personality ng ating learners. This refers to the need of every learner to know, understand, and accept their unique personal abilities and qualities like mental health awareness, no? Boosting self-esteem, trust and confidence, getting to know ng kanilang personality, ng kanilang inclination, ng kanilang differences. And ito naman career, ito yung pinaka-main objective ng ating mga teachers, no? Para maihatid natin yung ating learners hindi lamang sa academic achievement, maihatid natin sa trabaho. Whether sila mag-own ng business or mag-work, ay yung career yun, no? So this needs cover the entire understanding of every learner's knowledge, awareness, and goals in life in achieving future profession after post-secondary studies, no? Whether magte-test na ba sila, magte-techvoc, or magka-college, or magtatrabaho na. So that is the nature and emerging concepts of teaching under the learner as element of teaching process. Proceed tayo sa the learning environment. So nowadays, nagbago na or mas nabigyang linaw ang concept natin ng the learning environment. Hindi na lamang siya classroom na may four corners, no? Ngayon ay even ating home, community, at ibang lugar ay considered na the learning environment. So the learning environment refers to the diverse physical location, context, culture, and in which a learner can learn, no? So when it comes to physical locations, no, we consider the furniture arrangement, no, old and new. Alam natin na kapag ang ating furniture ay luma na, kailangan nating ma-secure ang learning environment. Baka madisgrasya ang ating learners. Kailangan natin yung ma-address. Halimbawa ay ang sahig, may butas, lalo na sa mga gabaldon building na century old na, ano, ilang taon na, maaaring may butas, no? Kailangan natin i-secure yon, o kaya ay ang mga blackboard or chalkboard or bulletin board na may problema, no? Kailangan natin ayusin. Even yung punding ilaw, no? Kailangan natin siyang i-address, no? Yung seating arrangement, ang pinaka-appropriate sa seating arrangement is to utilize arrangement based on reason na okay, merong malabo mata, merong mahina ang pandinig, meron namang comfortable ay nasa unahan. In terms of performing, no, kailangan na there are times kailangan natin ilagay ay yung kailangang i-address natin yung halimbawa yung makukulit o kaya ay yung may hindi ganong kagandang academic performance, ilagay natin sa bandang una, no, para ma-address. Very instant or parang we consider it weak, no, kung ang ating seating arrangement ay based on alphabetical order, ranking, no? Whether yung sa ranking ay magugulo yung nasa unahan or matatalino yung nasa unahan, no? alphabetical order based on height. So yun ay mababang basehan ng seating arrangement. And it is appropriate na magkaroon ng rearrangement monthly or quarterly para mas makilala ng mga mag-aaral yung bawat kaklase nila, lalo na they will embrace and understand different cultures ng family, no? Even yung floors, no? Pagka madulas or madumi, no? Yung chairs arrangement, we embrace the 5S of Japanese standard, yung Seiri, Seiton, Seiso, Seiketsu, and Shitsuke. Yun yung sort, set in order, shine, no? Standardize, no? And sustain. Ganun din yung lighting and ventilation. Mainit, no? Hindi komportable ang learners, papawisan, mamaya magkakaamoy, no? Or lalabas sila. This is distracted sila, no? To listen sa atin, to participate, to be engaged. Ganun din yung ventilation, no? Lalo na kapag mainit o kaya ayun nga, pagka sobrang labo ng ilaw, hindi sila makapag-aral na mabuti. So may appropriate decibel when it comes to sounds, no? Merong appropriate luminance when it comes to light at merong particular room temperature kapag sa ventilation, no? Pagdating naman sa context, included dito yung time management. We can use a learning plan, no? To ensure the continuity of class learning activities. Learning plan helps us to identify whether we meet the LOs or learning objectives of that particular day. Or we use this to identify the rooms for improvement. No? Ganun din instruction, yung goals of for teaching and learning. Sa context din, kasama din dito yung routine, no? Yung activities na ginagawa natin, yeah, greetings, kung may prayer, review of the previous discussion, and then associating the previous discussion to new topic, read the learning objectives, and then pwede ka magpa-group activity as formative assessment, and then discussion, and then group activity ulit, bago mag-end ng assessment or processing, no? Yun yung routine. Sa learning environments, better to plan, no, for your students. Kasi kapag hindi tayo handa sa pagharap natin sa estudyante, ay nauuwi na hindi natin alam yung gagawin natin. It's better to plan for our students using learning plan at kung hindi, ay sila magpaplano sa atin, no? And we also give feedback. Under culture, no? Kung ang isang klase ay mayroong 50 students, there are actually 50 diverse culture or personality, no? They have their own traditions, no? May mga estudyante tayong nagpo-po and opo. Merong mga estudyante tayo na talaga very organized, nagpo-fall in line. Meron namang estudyante tayo na mahilig magsiksik, no? Meron tayong mga estudyante na honest, sasabihin na ay magbe-break or CR break, pupunta doon. Iba naman yung napunta ng canteen. So iba-iba, ano? Kasi affected tayo ng culture na meron. Culture includes relationship in the learning environment, no? Even the discipline, dapat tayo consistent, no? Sa house policy, kasi kapag hindi, sa particular na sitwasyon or estudyante or mag-aaral, may favoritism. Or it gives a glimpse sa learner na hindi tayo sincere at seryoso sa ating house policy or classroom policy, no? We need to develop that sense of wittiness, no? When you say wittiness, kahit nakatalikod tayo, nakaharap tayo sa whiteboard or chalkboard, alam natin yung nakikita natin sa paligid, sa likod. Alam natin na mayroong naglilikot na mag-aaral, no? And we reinforce positive behavior. Ano ang gagawin pag pala absent? It's either house-to-house visit, talk to their parents, no? Para to eliminate that particular erring behavior, no? Another is yung learner characteristics, no? Kailangan nating i-address yung minor inappropriate behavior calmly kasi kapag pinabayaan din naman natin ay lalaki yung inappropriate or yung erring behavior, no? We also need to support our learners sa culture, no? Alam natin na sa school community, hindi lamang classroom ang community ng ating learner. Ang learning environment ng ating learner, nandiyan ang nurse, guidance, discipline officer, principal, other members ng community, sections, grade level, and even yung teachers, no? Ganun din yung resources. Okay? There's emerging concept of learning environment. No, before yung four corners of classroom, of course, ginagamit natin siya sa face-to-face. Pero during the pandemic, mas lumabas yung enumerated na emerging concepts ng learning environment. One is modular, no? Siyempre, ang learning environment nito ay sa bahay. So, learning modules facilitate learners learning by themselves, no? Through SLM or ngayon tinatawag ngayon na packet, no? Learning packet or LEAP ay base ito sa most essential learning competencies or METs. Dati kasi ay LO, sinusunod natin yung bawat items. Pero during the time of pandemic, dahil na-shorten somehow yung content, ang ino-reorganize yung LOs at ginawa siyang MELs. No? It is modules or SLM or LEAP developed by teachers with the aid of curriculum developers. No? While yung face-to-face, ito yung traditional. All instruction, interaction, and activities take place in a traditional manner, no? Yung naman web facilitated, the technologies used to facilitate learning instruction, delivery of contents, and activities. Ito yung Schoology, no? Moodle, Google Classroom, YouTube tutorial, no? Yung program na, gano'n, no? Parang UPOU, no? Meron silang ganyan online classes and then after you could fulfill or finish the needed requirements, merong certificate. No? Hybrid, it is composed of, or blended learning, it is composed of face-to-face uh, and online learning. No? Online learning naman, all instructions, interactions, and activities take place online, meaning walang physical, no? Nandun si teacher, andun si student, and then they use a particular platform, no? Zoom, Gmeet, MS Teams, no? Yung iba ay Skype, no? Or yung iba pa ay ibang platforms, no? Na meron. While dito sa mapapansin natin dito sa illustration, makikita natin na banda dito ay less online, no? And then dito ay more online. At there's an emerging topic na or concept sa teaching na pumasok yung IT. Kung si teacher ay haharap sa screen, si teacher ay program na yung pag-move ng voice, no? Ire-record yung face ni teacher and then magta-type lang sa computer, ivo-voice out niya na yung tina-type, no? And then guided by analytics, review, no? Cloud computing, yung sagot ng learners kahit essay siya or objective type test, ordain na kung ano yung magiging score ng student, kung makakapasa siya o hindi, kung ano yung score niya o kung mababa o mataas, no? So that is the emerging concept.